But it's, again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Think Tank. So we've got a press conference coming up about these shootings in Elizabethtown. So this is Kentucky. What's going on right now is this guy who decided to delete a few people in front of the courthouse has now basically left the area and is sitting in a parking lot with a weapon to his head, surrounded by police trying to get him out of this vehicle. So I'm assuming we're going to see what the hell's going on here relatively quick. We're just getting dribs and drabs right now. So like I said, right now he is basically sitting there. He's already called his dad and said, you know, this is what my plans are, what I'm going to do. And there they sit, trying to get this guy out. So I'm really hoping that this press conference comes soon because we're not getting a lot of information. So I am just going to share this out while I can. And there we go. I hope everybody's having a great day, beginning of the week. Unreal. We don't go a day without something along these lines happening, do we? I've been busy with real life, so unfortunately I haven't been able to stream as much, but I'm glad to get this in and show you guys what is going on. Might have another busy day with real life. I'm just kind of waiting to find out. Okay, there we go. Hey, James, good morning. Hello, Dandy. So this guy, it sounds like might have done something to a girlfriend. Uh-oh, what's going on? Uh-oh. I'm going to switch this over to ICKED very quick. Now, there was just shots fired. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and sub up to ICKEDMEL. I don't know where you guys find this link or ID. What is this? Louisville? Police? What the hell? Follow us on our socials. Who are you?
Courthouse.
Okay, well, I'll continue to try and find. Hey, Carrie. So it sounds like they're still talking with this guy. I don't know what the hell was going on with that gunfire. There's just not a lot out about this right now, which is unusual. I'll keep my eye on ICKED because he is getting some very, very good information. that it really doesn't seem to be out there. Okay, they're saying that that video that we just watched was an older one through ICKED. So we will discount that. Unreal. They should be hitting us up with this press conference right away. They said it was going to be fast. So this is happening in Kentucky. This is where this all started. At the Kentucky courthouse. Are you serious, James? Taking violent prisoners out of jail to make room for rioters. Unreal. Unreal. Well, maybe once we get this information, I'll be able to find some more links because they're just not out there. Even if
but once again, 3 people have been shot. Police say this was a targeted shooting, and we're told that shooter is still at large. This is still a very active scene, and we do have a crew headed that way. We will continue to update you when we can in this newscast and throughout the day on WLKY.
WLKY. Let's see here. Yeah, they're saying he might have deleted his girlfriend, they're saying. Okay. Okay.
The latest on that breaking news. Police in Elizabethtown are on the scene of a triple shooting just outside the Hardin County Courthouse.
No word right now on the victim's condition, but once again, 3 people have been shot. Police say this was a targeted shooting, and we're told that shooter is still at large. This is still a very active scene, and we do have a crew headed that way. We will continue to update you when we can in this newscast and throughout the day on WLKY.com.
Yeah, our Jamie Mays is on the scene. WLKY News Chopper is on the way as well. And in Old Louisville, 1 man is dead. 2 women have serious injuries after a shooting this morning. LMPD says they responded to a shooting on Oak and 4th around 10 o'clock. Officers found 3 people there, 1 man and 2 women suffering from gunshot wounds. They say they were rendered first aid and all victims were transported to U of L Hospital. The man was taken to the hospital with critical injuries and he did die this afternoon. LMPD detectives are working to determine the relationship between these victims, if there is any relationship. If you have information about what happened in either of those cases, call the police tip line or report that information on the online crime tip portal.
Okay, Okay, what else can we find, you guys? There's just very, very little out at this point. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like they are still in the parking lot. So I'm going to continue to bounce around here, you guys, and see what we can find. Jeez. Hey, Pam. Good to see you. ICKEDMEL's got a scanner going. So I'm trying to get as much as I can as far as information goes. Mhm. Okay. ICKED is in my description, so check him out. So it sounds like this might have started with him harming the girlfriend, possibly deleting. And then they're saying this is targeted, that he went to this courthouse and injured or deleted 3 more people and then has been on the run. He's called his dad and said that he was going to delete himself. And he's now sitting in a parking lot with this weapon to his head, surrounded by cops trying to calm him down. They didn't give us an exact time for this press conference, but hopefully we don't have to wait too long. WLKY, and we're back. I think we have seen So what do you guys think? What's going to happen here? They're not showing us. We do not have a feed right now to that location. But as soon as we do, I'll be sharing them. It looks like this is another city that has a lot of things happen. So basically, we've just got one link here at this point. So come on, people, let's get on with it. The other places I'm searching do not have any more information than we do at this point. So let's hope this news station gets there fast before this. Jeez. So it does sound like the scanner has been either rerouted or turned off because no one's getting information from there as well. So this happened outside of the courthouse. The Hooter is still at large. We know of 3 people at the courthouse that have been either deleted or hurt, and there is no word on his condition at this point or theirs. James. Oh my word. See if I can find anything else, guys. We do not have a Chris Elder, I think he said, is this guy's name. And they are talking to him through a loudspeaker right now. First name is Chris, and I'll double check when I hear if it's Elder. Jesus. Goes up to the courthouse and starts this stuff, and they're saying that it was targeted. So we've got this as well. Here's a look at the scene where 3 people were caught outside of the Harding County Courthouse in Elizabethtown Monday morning. Wow. Unreal. They're still setting up more microphones. Come on, people. We need an update. Let me see if I can find anything else. I'll continue to look. What the hell is wrong with people? Hans and Franz are very vocal this morning. So yeah, he is still surrounded in a parking lot. We know how this ends a lot of the time. So it does sound like they have stopped. So it sounds like the father just called law enforcement saying he just got off the phone with Chris, and Chris did tell his dad that he was going to delete himself. So whether or not this actually happens, God only knows. Good Lord. Yeah, Hans and Franz. Elizabethtown Police. Let's see. See if they've got anything. Well, right now, what they've got is where we're at right now, sitting there waiting for this update. That seems to be where we're at. Oh, Lordy. They should be streaming this fairly soon, slightly delayed, they're saying. Pew, 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 pew. We were supposed to get a larger cage for these guys, but of course we ended up getting, I don't know. We ended up, the woman ghosted us, let's put it that way. So she changed her mind maybe and decided not to tell us. I don't know. I don't understand humans. It's not my job to understand them. Yeah, we're just not getting that much. So let's hope for this update sooner than later. I'm still searching for anything new. Looks like something went down in Denver too. Greenville Road is where this parking lot is.
Greenville Road. He's in his vehicle with an armed gun.
Oh, sorry, not DeGero 2. DeGero 5, whatever it looks like. Okay, so you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, why the heck? Oh, I have no idea how much longer.
Donnie, Jersey Jen.
But we're ready.
Chapel.
Let's do this.
where Green? Oh, there. Oh, yes, it must be in this area. Huh? Yeah, I think he's at the church. I think he pulled up in the church.
They're saying he's possibly pulled into a church.
Oh my God.
Lordy, lordy, you guys, let's do this. Mhm. Sounds like they are doing some more digging into the suspect right now, and that could be why there's a delay. Nice. Well, let's hope. Let's hope that this ends safe and that he chooses to not delete himself and faces justice for what he has done. It's so often that these guys, this is the route they take. It blows me away. It just blows me away. You can go out there and do some of the most horrible things, and yet, oh, what have we got going on here? Oh, yeah. And yet they cannot or are not willing to face the justice that they deserve. They take the chicken shite way out. We see it over and over again, how some of these people do the most disgusting things. And yeah, they can't handle what's coming to them, so they just take their own lives. It's like, you guys are pieces of shite. So right now it's looking like there's possibly 4 victims. 3 from the courthouse and possibly his girlfriend. So starting stream soon. Let's hope they do that, because I want to know what's going on. I want the people that live in that area to know what's going on. Don't forget to share this out, guys. So they found Dee Warner's remains. Sounds like her husband's got some explaining to do. A little bit of explaining to do. And hey, there's also Matthew Perry. 5 people have been charged with his passing. Yeah, they can't be letting bad guys out to make room for rioters. I mean, build another prison, people. guaranteeing prison cells for rioters. As they release one, they take one, is what they're saying. Unreal. Oh, I know, right, Dandy? Unreal. And look where he had her placed. He had her in a great big vessel. Yeah. Makes me wonder what it was that pointed them in that direction. You know, who, oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I think he's already been charged and is in the Hooskow, if I understand correctly. I have more digging to do. Can you hear Icked? Every time someone sends him money, he's got the horn. That's what I thought, Dandy. Yeah. He was arrested last year. Well, sucks to be him, doesn't it? Sucks to be him. You can't go out doing this crap, deleting your spouses. Like, why has that become a thing? I love the sound of these little birds. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. What? It gets worse. The same judge who let a pedo off because he couldn't speak English and didn't understand the culture. What? Jailed the guy for aggressively pointing at the cops. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh, he is. They've got her. Yeah, down he goes. It does. I know. I love these little birds. They're so tiny.
They could stop this border crisis today. And guess what?
I don't know what story that was that he covered.
Oh, is he done talking to? I love Grady. Well, we're waiting for the latest updates. It just doesn't seem to be happening. We're waiting patiently.
With one of her students.
Good evening. Yes. Detective Hernandez, Hillsborough Police Department. Is Allison home? May I speak with her, please? Now we'll talk to her out here. Thank you. Hey, Michelle. How you doing? Hi. Detective Hernandez, Hillsborough Police Department. Detective Correa, Detective Hobbs. You know why we're here? No? Any idea? You want to move away from the house to
I don't
speak
feel
to?
comfortable talking without my attorney present.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
We have a warrant for your arrest, so we're gonna take you in. Is there anything on you that you want to leave with your family?
No, my glasses come with me. Do I have medication that I need to bring with me?
If you take medication, I will highly suggest for you to have someone get it for you. Okay, just give me a second.
So this brain.
Police identify the woman seen here as 43-year-old Allison Havman Needrach, a teacher at an intermediate school in nearby Freehold Township. Listen closely to her answer as detectives ask if she wants to bring her phone.
I don't have a phone. It got destroyed, actually. I lost it today and got run over.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Just have them bring the medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta put you under cuffs, so.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we don't see that happen over and over and over, do we? I don't know what the hell's going on right now. Okay, so if I do this, I'm wondering. Jeez. Look at that. So it sounds like they're still sitting in that parking lot. Okay, looks like we might have some action. Let's see. So what the heck is going on here? Alrighty. I'm gonna have some movement here.
Sorry to keep everybody waiting.
There we go.
Some developments in Western Kentucky that we thought we'd be able to come in and update everybody all at once and kind of have this thing cleaned up from beginning to end. But unfortunately, right now, we're still waiting on some information from our partners out west.
Crank it up,
Thompson,
friends.
Chief of Police here in Elizabethtown. Our mayor's in here. Our communications team with the city, Chris Denham, Amy Inman are here as well. We appreciate your patience again, waiting. There was a method to that madness, but we can take some questions. I can give you a brief summary. It's how you guys want to handle it. You've probably seen.
We just go back to the brief summary and then go to questions.
Sure, that's fine. Shortly before 9 o'clock this morning, we received phone calls, multiple 911 calls about multiple individuals being shot at our courthouse, just about a half a mile from here. We were on scene within a minute. located 3 victims while we were down there. The suspect had fled the scene, obviously armed and dangerous. We began working to find that individual. We later identified him as Christopher Elder. He is now, our understanding,
Albert.
in a negotiation stage in Western Kentucky with law enforcement. So they have him contained, but I can't give you an update because I don't have one. That's what we were hoping to be able to provide. But all I can tell you right now is there's negotiations ongoing between law enforcement in Western Kentucky and our suspect. At no time was this a threat to anyone other than the individuals that were involved. This was a domestic related incident. There was a hearing at the courthouse this morning stemming from previous incidents, and we believe it was isolated to the individuals that were involved.
Huh?
I can tell you that one of the individuals shot is deceased. We will still have individuals that we're looking for to give notification, so we're not going to release that name as of right now. The other 2 individuals have been transported, and I can't give you an update because I just don't have one yet. I know one was going to surgery immediately, and the 3rd victim we know was transported, not by helicopter, so that's always a more promising sign, but that's all I can tell you right now. It's our understanding that preliminary investigation is that the victim who was killed in this incident was dating our suspect.
Oh. Dating him.
Well, what we know right now is that he has ties to the Elizabethtown and Breckenridge County areas. We don't know exactly how long he's been in our area. All of those things will be determined through the investigation. Again, he's currently in a standoff with law enforcement in Western Kentucky, and we do know from eyewitness accounts that we're confident that he was the perpetrator of the shooting this morning. I do. You're going to force me to do math. 40, yeah, just turned 46.
What's his last name again?
Elder, Elder, Christopher Elder.
Can you tell me? Sorry.
Can you talk a little bit more about the pursuit, you know, started and then where they found him, and then just were there any shots that were fired in this pursuit?
Well, we don't know that because none of our officers from E-Town or Hardin County were involved in the pursuit. When we arrived down at the courthouse this morning, the suspect was already gone from the scene. And it's just our understanding we put that information out to all of our partners, state, federal, and local. And we were contacted by a Western Kentucky law enforcement agency that said they were in pursuit. We tried to monitor it best we could, but at this time, I can't comment because I don't have any details other than it's in a standoff situation at the moment.
Are you able to name
One of the Western, outside of,
Which one?
I'd have to check with our dispatch. I just know that there are multiple agencies involved, so I don't want to say because I don't know definitively which one.
Would KSB take the lead on something like this since it's starting to cross several county lines? You know?
On the pursuit or on the entire incident?
On the pursuit.
Well, it just depends on who got behind because you have a lot of jurisdictions between here and there. Obviously, KSB has jurisdiction from one end to the other, so they could have. But it was my understanding that it was a sheriff's department that was the initial department that got in the pursuit. To what level they're involved at this point, if they're involved at this point, I just can't comment because I don't know.
Were flock cameras helpful at all?
We put the vehicles in flock immediately, and we were able to determine the vehicle itself, which is one of the benefits of flock, as we've said many times. Instead of telling you that it's and I'm just throwing it out there, a 1986 Toyota Camry, we can show you the Toyota Camry or the Nissan, whatever that make and model is. This particular suspect vehicle, he had 2. We confirmed that one of the vehicles was in maintenance right now at a local repair shop. And this vehicle that he was in during the commission of this crime this morning had unique factors with spray paint down the side. So we searched flock, we found that, and we were able to put that out regionally. Unfortunately, someone leaked that information prematurely, but it's out there. That is my understanding, is that he would have been part of that hearing. It's my understanding it was some type of EPO hearing, but I don't know all the specifics of that. No, I just know that the parties involved were at the courthouse for a hearing this morning.
Wow.
What is your take of this situation
Well, it's terribly tragic because unfortunately, the victim lost a life. We have 2 other people that were shot. Surviving family members are going to be without loved ones. It certainly undermines sometimes the importance of what family court has to go through, because family court, there's always emotion involved. When you have cases like this, and we have them daily because most counties have a family court now. So they see this, but it just takes one incident such as this to understand how volatile these can be. And when it happens, and the number of people that were there for jury trials, jurors, attorneys, staff members, law enforcement there working the metal detectors, there's just the number of people that were there as witnesses is going to take us a while to get through all that. I can tell you that there are 2 juvenile children, one of the victims. They're safe. They're waiting on family members to arrive, but that's all I can say with their juvenile status. They were on scene, but I can't give you names, ages, or anything like that right now.
I know you mentioned the 2 vehicles. Was he seen leaving in the spray painted vehicle, and then at one point, where did this other vehicle come from?
Well, we have the ability to run an individual's name through the vehicle registration database. So we were able to determine that there was more than 1 vehicle. Witnesses on the scene that do know him well told us he has multiple vehicles, but we also had eyewitness accounts of that particular vehicle being the vehicle that fled the scene this morning. So we just had to make sure that he may have fled the scene in one particular vehicle, but he could have switched vehicles, obviously, to avoid detection. So we confirmed that did not occur, and it's our understanding that the vehicle that the pursuit occurred in was the same vehicle he was in this morning, the silver vehicle with the spray paint.
Is there any thoughts on changing the security measures at the courthouse? Have you made any change today?
Well, the Elizabethtown Police Department, we don't govern the security at the courthouse. That's the sheriff's department, so I'll defer to them on anything they may do. But it occurred outside in a parking lot. So, from an outside looking in perspective, I think the courthouse itself was secured. I'm sure it was put on immediate lockdown, but the sheriff would have to comment on that. A parking lot is just that. It's an open, soft target with very little security, other than happenstance that an officer that's arriving for court might be walking through that parking lot.
Some witnesses described that the vehicle appeared to be driving around, like waiting. Is that your indication that they were waiting for those victims to come out?
We've heard some of those statements, but again, there's a number of witnesses involved with this. I'm not doing those interviews myself, so we'll have to just let the investigation determine that. What we do know is that the assault, the homicide occurred in the parking lot in an ambush type style. So it could have been something that occurred. We'll verify all that through the investigation.
You identified the type of weapon used?
We have not. We've recovered shell casings, but shell casings just tell you a small portion of that. But hopefully when this situation in Western Kentucky is resolved, we can recover the additional evidence and work with our partners out there to get the vehicle brought back here and hopefully the suspect in custody.
Is he barricaded somewhere? Is it his negotiation with law enforcement?
It's our understanding he's still in the car, but again, that's about what we know about it. There's some type of standoff at the conclusion of the pursuit.
Have you ever seen anything like this during your career?
Yes.
Yeah. How confident are you that it's going to come to a resolution sooner rather than later?
Well, I've seen it go both ways, so it's really up to him. There's professional negotiators that we've had some conversations with already this morning that are down there working the scene. We'll provide them any assistance we can to resolve it peacefully. But at the end of the day, that's out of our control. And quite frankly, it's out of the law enforcement professionals' hands down there. At this point, if he wants to set the weapons down and step out of the car, he could end it peacefully. But that's how that kind of goes. Anything else? Sorry to keep you all waiting. Again, we were genuinely hoping that we would be able to tell you that the suspect was in custody or some type of final resolution. We're just not there. When we learn of how that situation ends, Officer Chris Denham or John Thomas will get that information pushed out to a media release. But I can't give you a time frame.
At one point, Chief, there was concern for the community. Do you think this is offer a threat?
Sure, and it's a fair question because we have this area We have schools in very close proximity, so we put schools on soft lockdowns or spoke with our school resource officers. The schools made those decisions. But once we were able to determine these details pretty quickly as far as it being more of an isolated domestic situation, and we learned the suspect believed to be going far west of here, then we were able to put everyone at ease. This was isolated.
Did the suspect know the other 2 victims who were shot?
They were also family members
Family members
of the deceased victim.
Say male or female victims?
Oh, we have 2 female victims and 1 male victim. And again, just out of respect for the family, we have people traveling we know that we've spoken to from out of state that are coming in. So we're going to hold off on some names. We'll get those released at some point this afternoon, hopefully, early evening. I've got to go back and talk to our investigators. There's, again, lots of interviews, lots of information flowing in. We'd rather slow down and get you accurate information than just be fast and it not be correct. All right.
Is there any misinformation you want to dispel before we end things?
At this point, I don't think so. I think we've seen a lot on social media, but social media is often toxic in a situation like this. It's usually less helpful than what I would tell you for today and for the future. If you want information that's accurate, we have 30,000 followers on our PD page. The city has equally that much or more. If you want accurate information and you can't get a hold of one of us, look on our webpage, look on our Facebook page. We'll put accurate information out. If there's no accurate information to be released, we're not going to release it. But it gets poisonous, it gets toxic, and what it does is unnecessarily burdens dispatch centers, our own and others, because people call and they hear this, hear that. It forces other departments to put schools on lockdown. It just, again, there's a toxicity that goes with bad information. And I would encourage everyone in here with a large media presence to just check out our social media pages. And we're usually pretty good at getting that out there as quickly as we can. But again, quick's not always best for us. Our stance will be get it accurate and then as timely as possible. That'll always be our priority. Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we hear that domestic situations, especially with police officers, or situation like that, is dangerous situation. How often do you see these kinds of things play out?
Well, this is certainly a rare occurrence. We just did, our local newspaper just did a story on the 2023 crime report. And we had 3 homicides all of 2023. And it was cleared by arrest. It was an isolated incident as well. So when we do have violent crime of this nature, typically it's very isolated. And it's something to where we might have a whodunit in other areas. And investigators are out trying to figure out, catch these investigative leads. We've been very fortunate that that has not been something that happens here often. So again, today was in very short order, we were able to determine that it was a domestic situation. We were able to learn very quickly, within minutes, who our suspect was, and then begin tracking that individual to where he may be fleeing.
Do you have any of the ages of the victims?
I do not right now, no. And again, we'll hold off on all the victim information until a couple of the family members that we know we're waiting on from out of state to get here and make sure that they've had an opportunity to notify additional family members. But we'll get that out hopefully late this afternoon or early evening. Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, we didn't really learn that much. I'll see what else I can find first. Press conference over and done with. We didn't really learn a lot. They say go to their web page, and I'm not really noticing one. But I will find it. I'm on it. Elizabethtown. Yeah, that's really sad, Dandy. I've been watching. I've been watching that. And yeah, there was, I can't remember how many people were on that yacht. But yeah, sad situation. Let's see if I can find anything else, you guys. Because this is batshite crazy. Batshite crazy, I say. Most of the stuff that they're putting out is pretty brave. There's just not that much. Come on, people. That one station was supposed to be making their way there. Let's see here. Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Happy little birds. Okay, what station was that, guys? Let's find them. And they don't seem to have much new either. They've got a station out there, but they're talking about a little bit of everything. So I don't think that's what we're after. It blows me away what happens in this world. I mean, it's nonstop. Okay. Anybody else? Mm. 22 people on board, 6 still missing. Yeah, they have been. Isn't that the strangest thing, James? But they have been. I mean, it's unreal. Oh, wow. Massive. Massive. Okay, Cal.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Like I'm hearing these stories all the time. These people that in some type of relationship, or whether it's dating or married or something. You hear this a lot with these guys. Maybe not so much with women. I feel like it's a lot of these guys that the person's gonna leave them or whatever, and they want to go kill them and kill themselves. What the? Hell nah. There's this other story I wanted to mention this too real quick. I was tagged on Twitter or X. There's this guy, they're calling him the tech tycoon Mike Lynch, among missing after deadly tornado sinks massive yacht of Bayesian off coast of Sicily. They're doing this massive search.
Very strong orca gust. Yeah.
1 dead, 6 missing, including 2 Americans, after tornado sinks a luxury yacht off Sicily.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look, guys.
We begin with a breaking story today. 7 people are missing after a British-flagged yacht capsized in a storm off the coast of Sicily. 15 people were rescued from the boat that was believed to be carrying foreign tourists. Well, the boat, which was flying a British flag, is believed to have had 22 people on board. It sank at around 5 in the morning, close to the coastal village of Porticello in northern Sicily. Local officials say a helicopter and rescue boats from the Coast Guard and also the fire rescue service were at the scene searching for the missing people. Well, we can talk now to our correspondent, Ashna Harinak, who's following the story for us. It's just been breaking, so information just coming in now, isn't it, Ashna? But what do we know?
Well, we know that the urgent search is being concentrated on a small fishing village just to the east of the city of Palermo in Sicily, concentrated on that village of Porticello. It's understood that this sailboat that we're talking about, its name is Bayesian. It's about 50 metres long, it's thought, so quite a sizable vessel, lots of cabins on board. It will have crew members on board too, as well as a number of tourists as well. It's understood that this is being described as a luxury vessel, and it was very, very early in the morning, around 4 a.m. this morning, where that particular fishing village suffered some quite terrible weather, storm-like conditions, huge waves, sea levels being particularly high, and waves were seen battering the boats that were moored off the coast. It's understood at the time this boat wasn't actually out and about, it was moored off the coast when it was hit by this bad weather and went on to capsize and sink. Understandably, a huge amount of chaos surrounds that local area. From the information that's coming out of it, it's understood there is a lot of emergency services personnel present on the ground, including firefighters, fire and rescue service. And at this current stage of events, 15 people, we understand, have been rescued off that boat, including a child among them. Some reports coming out and saying that 7 people, crucially, are missing. Now, local media are reporting that this boat was flying a British flag, as you mentioned, and was carrying mostly British passengers. But it's understood there are a number of other nationals on board as well, including those from New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Ireland, and also British French nationals thought to be on board too. Now, the mayor of Porticello has been down on the ground speaking to people and journalists who are already on the scene. A man called Filippo Tripoli, he has described this as being a foreign boat, so we know that this was a vessel that's not local to this specific area. But yet to determine questions of whether this was visiting a day trip. We know that luxury cruises and boat cruises tend to be quite common in this stretch of Sicily. We also know.
This is so sad. There were so many people on that boat. So there's yacht, I guess they're saying that there is still 7 missing.
Among those that involved in the rescue operation include a helicopter which has been heard circulating above the area, and a number of rescue boats too, including divers. And some reports from divers who are already underneath that water are saying that that vessel, they believe, is some 50 metres below the surface of the water. And as you can see, a beautiful stretch of coastline. This is somewhere that people would be enjoying their summer holidays.
And just to come in, because there is a bit of an updated information. It's not the update that many people will be hoping for, Ashna, because we can tell you now that according to Reuters, 1 person is now reported dead and 6 missing after that yacht sinking off Sicily. So 1 reported dead and 6 people still missing after that luxury yacht sank off the coast of the Sicilian capital. Actually, what strikes me about the story as well is the size of this yacht. You know, as you were saying, this is not some small fishing boat. There are a lot of people on it. It's quite a shocking event.
Totally shocking event, and particularly around this time of year where loads of people will be out and about enjoying their summer holidays, and it won't be the only boat that will have been moored out there and over there. But some people are wondering online why a boat of this size was so close to the coastline, some suggesting it was only 300 metres away from the dock. And why it was out in such bad weather, particularly if those waves were particularly high and if the coast was being battered as much as people say. Emergency services were on site from about 5 a.m. this morning, local time. And that tragic news coming is still divers are still trying to locate those missing people.
Yeah, lots of questions still unanswered. Thank you very much for keeping across the story for us, Ashna Harignag.
6 people are missing tonight and one has been found dead after a sailboat capsized and sunk off the coast of Italy. John Paul Gonzo joins me now with more on this developing story. And JP, what do we know? What caused this?
Ursula, the area had been battered by bad weather. That boat encountered a storm so severe the conditions have been likened to that of a tornado. The luxury super yacht carrying foreign nationals, capsized and sank off the coast of Sicily near Palermo in the early hours of the morning local time. That vessel had actually been moored at the time. We know that 22 people were on board, including tourists from Britain, America and Canada. Italian media has also reported that a New Zealand national was a passenger. 15 people were initially rescued, but 6 remain missing. As you mentioned, one person has sadly been found dead. Specialist divers are trying to enter the hull of that vessel, which sank to a depth of 50 metres. Ursula, this is a major search and rescue operation, and it will continue for many hours yet.
Thanks, John Paul Gonzo, with that update.
Okay, well, let's see here. What else I can find about this standoff? There's just not a lot being said right now. Okay, so guys, I don't know. I'm not finding too much more on what's going on here. So if anything else does pop up, if they start showing anything to do with this standoff, anything, I will probably come back on. But at this point, I'm literally not finding a damn thing. But stay close because I might be covering this yacht that has sunk. There's a lot of information about this. And again, this was carrying 22 people. Subscribed. Okay, guys. So again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Hit that bell because I will be seeing you soon in the next one very shortly. Okay, guys. Bye for now.